we have a wealth of audio and video stories from our global news bureaus on Facebook. You can find us there by following Feature Story News. Stay tuned for further updates right here. But for now, that's the latest Feature Story News. William Denzelo reporting.
You're listening to KCHW 102.7 FM, Northern Lights Public Radio.
KCHW headlines. I'm Chuck Ritchie. A new Washington rule says abortion care must be provided in emergencies. The policy, which ensures access to life-saving procedures during miscarriage, was started by ex-Governor Inslee. The permanent rule is expected to be finalized soon by Governor Ferguson. Lawmakers in Olympia are looking at letting cities and towns switch local elections to even years. The idea is to help boost voter turnout. A similar proposal cleared the House last session, but died in the Senate. And cutting thousands of federal workers all at once has been harder than expected for Elon Musk. Last week, the Small Business Administration sent termination notices, then said the messages had been sent by mistake. The next day, the workers were then told they were fired after all. The Department of Energy laid off nuclear bomb specialists only to reverse course and call them back to work, while the Department of Agriculture accidentally fired workers who were essential to stopping the bird flu outbreak. More than 6,000 IRS employees were supposed to get fired by email last Thursday, but a technical glitch messed that up, so the agency had to send paper termination letters overnight by UPS. Switching to overnight mail will probably cost the IRS a lot more money, about $30 per letter, totaling over $200,000 just for postage. You can check out our KCHW Radio Facebook page for more details on these stories. And for KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
All righty then, good morning. It's KCHW 102.7 getting started on a Tuesday with my beautiful, lovely, and talented Sister Val.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's it going, sis?
Oh, it's going.
It's going. All right.
It's going. Yeah, I'm trying to stay sane. And and that was a difficult problem anyway. It's getting harder and harder as the days go by.
Wow, you do seem a little lost. All right. Well, let's fire this thing up this morning, get some of the important stuff out of the way, and then we'll get into a few news stories and some fun. Steady rain this morning. Are you getting it in Deer Park as well, Val?
It was just kind of spitting rain. We tried to sit out in the hot tub. The wind was blowing pretty hard, and it was just kind of spitting enough to get you a little wet, but not too bad so far.
Wow, that sounds so tough. In the hot tub. It's just too windy and rainy.
Too windy and rainy.
All right. Expect those showers to continue into this afternoon. Daytime high of 43 and wind up to 10 miles per hour. A chance of rain is 70%. Cloudy skies this evening will become overcast overnight, down to 32. Hardly any precipitation in the forecast, just at 10%. Now, Wednesday, 47 and 31, mostly cloudy skies. Want to warm it up some more, Val? Okay.
It's going to be close to 50 or over 50, isn't it?
It is. Thursday, 50 and 32 under partly cloudy skies. Friday, 52 and 34, partly cloudy. Partly cloudy on Saturday as well, but you're going to go all the way up to 56. Sunday, cloudy skies, 20% chance of rain, 52. And Monday right now, partly cloudy and 50. Looking at the extended forecast, those 50 degrees will last through, the weekend, beginning part of next week, and then you'll be back into the 40s. So a little balance there.
I just figured, I told you last week, we call this fall spring.
Yeah, fall spring. All right, let's take a look at that ski report. 29 degrees currently. They've had 2 inches of new snow at the base and 4 inches at the summit. Snow depth at the base, 57 inches. Up at the summit, 153 inches. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
We should have some awesome spring skiing up there.
Oh, yeah. Heavy snow going on right now. Current weather conditions is snowing, and with the temperature at the base and the summit, both of 29. So fresh new snow and groom snow. Go have some fun. There you go. Weather and your ski report made possible by a donation from 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. Thank you very much. All right, kids. Lunch and breakfast. Let's see. Breakfast first. Bread or a muffin, a cheese stick or yogurt, and fruit or juice. All right, you probably get both of those, I think. All right. For lunch, it's quesadillas, rice, and fruit and vegetables. And then let's take a peek at the weekend. You got any big plans this weekend, Val?
Yeah, we actually have a really busy weekend. We have a 40th birthday party on Friday night, and then we have a fundraiser dinner for Deer Park Settlers on Saturday. So yeah, we've got a busy weekend.
For like their Settlers Days, kind of like a fundraising dinner for that? Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So prime rib dinner and auction and stuff like that.
All right.
It's last year it was Ryan who did our auction, so I don't know if he's doing it again this year or not.
Nice. All right, taking a look at the community calendar. It is a Tuesday. That means there's a story time for the kids, 10:30 to 11:30 at the library. You can sit and knit with your friends between 2 and 4 at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Then don't forget on Wednesday you have the monthly co-working at the Yale Press. Also tech help at the library from 3 to 4. Then on Thursday, food bank 10 to 2. Friday, you've got a Chamber of Commerce meeting at 7 a.m. At the casino. And then I see something showing up here, Women's Clinic at 49 Degrees North. I'm guessing it's a ski clinic because they're all in ski clothes, and it's at the mountain.
Probably good, deduction right there.
All right, thank you. That's happening between 10 and 12 on Friday, 10 and 12, if you like to hook up with that. Let's see, also at the mountain this weekend, Shime Cup 38. You can go and watch that and enjoy the spectacle. Let's see, that starts at 10 a.m. and goes till 2:30 on March 1st. And March is Val's birthday month.
It is.
Just to give you some advanced warning, Val will be expecting stuff. Always expecting the stuff.
Yes, lots of dinners out, and, you don't have to give me presents. Just come visit me.
Oh, okay. Let's move on. Let's see. We made it through the events, through the weekend. Let's do a little bit of news. All right? You cool with that, Val?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Why not?
All right. What you need to know. Deadline for federal workers to respond to Elon Musk's email demanding a list of last week's accomplishments passed last night amid conflicting messages from department heads and growing legal scrutiny of Musk's actions. Some employers or bosses were saying, don't do this, while others were afraid they'd get fired if they didn't. Hours after the Office of Personnel Management told federal workers that the responses to Musk's email were voluntary, Musk wrote on X that workers would be given another chance to respond or face termination. Up to 2.3 million federal workers may have received the email from Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, which will reportedly use AI to analyze responses and determine whether their work is mission critical. That sounds safe. AI messes up everything. It's not a foolproof science yet. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of thinking it's to weed through the massive amount of spam
that people gave out.
Yeah,
so share that story. I was so busy getting ready this morning, I didn't quite catch it. You were saying that somebody leaked the government emails?
And I don't know if it was the leak or just the fact that, they got the email they were supposed to respond to. So it's gone around the Facebook anyway of the email address that they're supposed to respond to, and the blast of those email boxes.
We missed your last sentence. You broke up.
Oh, I said people are having lots of funds spamming those email boxes.
Oh, I bet people went crazy with that yesterday. Wrapping up this one, a federal judge pressed Trump's administration yesterday over who actually runs Doge amid concerns that it may be operating unconstitutionally, a question other judges have increasingly had to face. What we're getting out of this new administration is a slew of lawsuits. All right.
For sure. They're going to keep the courts busy forever.
All right, Val. I don't know if you can send Brad outside to make sure your dish is okay, but you're looking awful grainy, and we're starting to lose you across the internet. So, and I noticed when I ask you a question, there's a big delay. We might have to go to break early for you to take a look at that. So, let me know, and I'll keep going. Starbucks trying to streamline operations. It said yesterday that it's going to be laying off 1,100 corporate workers this week, and on March 4th, it will be removing some drinks from its menu. Oh, poor Starbucks. I feel sorry for the employees.
Not drinks.
Don't mess with the coffee. All right. Russia welcomed a more balanced U.S. stance on the war in Ukraine after the U.S. joined Russia to vote on 2 United Nations resolutions, including one that didn't assign blame in the war. This is getting ridiculous. Who invaded who?
Oh, there's... Right, and I have been really angry about that. Really? You're going to side with Russia against Europe and Ukraine? That's a new... I mean, should we have him tested for dementia?
It's incredibly... There's been a few things throughout the years that made me embarrassed to be an American, but this is huge. Also came out in the news today, Trump saying that he's working on a deal to help both the Russia and American economies become prosperous. And I was like, okay, now we're working with Russia, a communist nation. Okay.
Oh man, there are so many conspiracy theories out there about why he's I'll say rolling over. That wasn't the first thing I wanted to say.
Is there a B in that?
There is a B in that.
Wow.
And then it ends with ending.
Wow. Yeah, it feels like we're on the cusp of a turning point where because, and I hate to say it, because of the support that Trump has through MAGA, that we're on the cusp of becoming a communist nation ourselves. This is what it feels like. The rule of law.
Dictatorship.
The rule of law. I mean, it's different when applied to Trump, which isn't fair. And the rule of law has been trashed across our country. It's scary.
And I'm as mad at our Congress people because they have not stopped him yet.
They're letting it happen.
They seem to forget that it's supposed to be equal branches of government, and they are completely letting him take over. And so I've been calling my congressman quite often, and so there will be another call today about the vote with Russia against Ukraine. So I don't know if it does any good, but I was telling you earlier, at least it makes me feel a little better, like I'm doing something, because I don't feel like anybody's doing anything.
Now, I'm kind of curious. You had a response on Facebook to one of your letters that you received back from your congressman's office. Was that a congressman that you mailed a Republican or Democrat? I'm just kind of curious.
Republican.
And do you want to say how they titled the response letter to you?
Yes. The response email I got to them was addressed to Mrs. Sedition.
Wow. I don't think they liked your letter, Val.
Yeah. And supposedly it was the IT department's fault for how they pulled in data, because I'd called right after January 6th and spoke about the seditionists. I mean, we've since started calling them the insurrectionists, but and so they said that mistakenly got pulled into the form letter. But my thought on that, would it have not said, "Dear Mrs. Seditionist," then? So
it's like it was purposeful.
It was just, it was really bizarre, and Yeah, so I've gotten a couple apologies, but yeah, and then I gave him a little bit of a break because the letter that I got, if I could get past Mrs. Sedition, was that he was trying to do something about, basically to take back Congress's power. So I was like, okay, I'll give him a little bit of grace. But now some of the things I'm like, I think my grace just ran out.
Grace period over.
Grace period over.
All right. Let's see how. What other kind of crazy stuff we got out there today? Let's see. Vatican said today Pope Francis' condition has improved, and he was well enough to meet with staff and work from his hospital room where he's been staying in critical condition since coming down with pneumonia. All right. The Fire Festival, if you remember this, it was a bad thing where tickets were sold and on a show that never happened on a private island. Well, it's back.
I saw the guy doing an interview, and he was like basically saying he had no idea who was going to be the entertainment. He hadn't gotten anybody to commit yet, but pay $1 million to get on this cruise with us, and will all be just fine.
So tickets for Fire Festival 2 are on sale. Billy McFarland, who was behind the disastrous 2017 music festival that led to a prison sentence, promised new management this time. He said, "My dream is finally becoming a reality. And look, Mom, no cuffs."
It's like I guess you would have to have unlimited amount of cash and have voted for Trump to be stupid enough to I'm sorry to pay for a ticket.
Wow, Val, good job.
I'm sorry.
All right.
That was uncalled for.
You can't make everything political. Yeah, we can.
I know, but it's like, how could you? Would you really trust him?
No. All right, let's see. Let's do one more, and then we'll move on to sports. Now streaming, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy documentary explores the Friends star's rise to fame and battle with addiction, and who killed him? His doctor.
Yeah.
Shooting him up in parking garages at night.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. All right, let's go on to sports. Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 131-128 after a fourth quarter comeback forced overtime. Let's see. Next one, in the rink. Rangers come off a hard-fought win to play their crosstown rivals, the Islanders, 7:30 p.m. tonight Eastern on ESPN. And on the court, Luka, I can never say the name, Doncic, and the Lakers, I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, and the Lakers face his former team, the Mavs, for the first time since his trade, 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Maybe some stress on the court. A little payback.
I have just never been basketball. I just haven't ever followed it, even though we have Gonzaga in our area, not pro league, of course, college league, and I've just never gotten into it. So,
All right, America's favorite weasel, Rudy Giuliani.
Okay.
Biggest weasel on the planet, isn't he? Is it just me?
He is. He is.
Oh, man.
He looks like the penguin.
From hero to zero in like 5 years. So this is the good news department. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani on Monday satisfied the judgment against them that required him to pay 2 Fulton County election workers a total of $148 million for defamation. They found him liable in 2023, and then he's been spinning circles ever since trying not to pay it. Of course, he falsely accused them of tampering with the 2020 presidential election. In the process of reaching a settlement, he was held in contempt twice by 2 different federal judges for failing to relinquish possessions and continued to defame the other 2 election workers. They can sue him again, too, because he did it after the lawsuit was finished. So.
And what's scary about, statements that they're making like that is you're putting these people's lives in serious danger.
Those 2 ladies threatened repeatedly. Still, I'm sure they're in hiding.
Oh yeah, you'd have to be. And so yeah, and the fact that he just is being forced to pay and not in jail says a lot for that's the way things are run now.
It is. It is. It's a freaky world out there. Be careful. Speaking of being careful, Macron, France's president, warned Trump to be careful on Ukraine and fact-checked him. You go, Macron.
It was hilarious.
I don't get his palling up with Russia and turning the back on Ukraine. This is scary. This is scary.
There was, I think it was one of the departments that got all of those mass firings. Oh no, it was the ones that were required to return to the office after, the ones that were still working at home. Were required to get returned to the office, and somebody hacked their where they have TVs playing different things, display TVs playing different things throughout the building. Somebody hacked it and put up a made-up video of Trump and Musk, I guess, and it took them a while to get that removed.
Oh, oopsie.
Oopsie. So if you're interested, anybody's interested in seeing that, you can look that up online, I think. They tried to take some of it down, and it's still floating around out there.
One more news story just popped up. North Korean hackers, have stolen a record $1.5 billion in one single cryptocurrency hack.
Wow.
Musk was talking about turning our whole monetary system into crypto.
Let me guess, Doge.
Yeah. And why is his government office of efficiency have the same name as his cryptocurrency? That makes no sense.
Why is his one child named the same as his social media? No originality? I don't know.
Something. All right, that's as many news headlines as I can take this morning. I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, he's just trying to keep his sister from saying anything else that'll get him in trouble.
Well, that could be a little bit of that, too. Maybe. All right. Ken Owens checking in this morning. Welcome, Ken. And one of our listeners, Ron, will send out thoughts and prayers for him. Had a 8-hour surgery on his back yesterday. I know you know
my
Ron.
Gosh,
We've all hung out before, and scary.
I saw a picture of him on Facebook as he was, or before he went into surgery. So I'm glad for that update. Wow, 8 hours.
He looked really good on the hospital bed, too, and I'm thinking, because by the time I had actually saw that post, I had gotten a call that he was out and waiting to, in recovery and waiting to be taken to a room. And his back was so bad, they're saying like a year.
Oh my gosh.
Couple months of bedtime, and then like a year before he, I don't think you ever get back to yourself, but there, just put that guy Ron in your thoughts today. He needs some healing energy.
Well, it's got to be really tough on him. He's used to doing so much traveling.
Yes, yeah.
And so, gosh, that would be a tough one. So, yeah, Ron, we're thinking of you.
All right, Val, let's move on to Bits and Breaks this morning. You get to start off with this morning's first joke.
All right, a guy from Idaho goes to the liquor store and approaches the cashier with a case of 24 beers. I'm still struggling with my vision, so give me.
Bear with you. Okay.
Give me a minute. Bear with me. In the case were 12 full bottles and 12 empties. The cashier peers into the box, then asks the guy, "Why are you buying 12 full bottles and 12 empties?" The guy responds, "Because I'm having a party tonight and half of my guests don't drink."
That's the way we do it. All right. I think it's time. In Idaho. I think it's time I clean my microwave, Val.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last night there was so much splatter on the sides and the top of the microwave, I can only make half a bag of popcorn. But when stuff drifts off the top, it's like flavor.
Oh, there you go. Kind of like butter.
Yeah. Oh, good. The spices are dripping in.
Oh, boy. It's February 25th today.
Okay.
It's 2 whole months since Christmas. Time for me to take my Christmas tree down, maybe?
Yeah. Is it still up?
No, but It's only been down for a little over a week.
Close enough.
Close enough. And I still have, because a lot of my decorations are snowmen and stuff. And up till yesterday, we still had snow on the ground. So I saw no reason to, hurry up and take them down. But now I guess I'm going to have to.
Oh. All right. Here we go, Val. Something a little different. This is for the entire audience. Okay. Everybody listening to the radio. It's time for today's Misfortune Cookie. When it's Misfortune Cookie Day, be careful. All right? Your misfortune for today. Your hard work is finally going to pay off today. Specifically, your boss's boat payment.
Oh, that's a good one.
And that's your misfortune cookie.
Put that cookie down now!
Woo. Right. I kind of like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. Another joke from Val.
When they moved cross country, a husband and wife decided to drive both of their cars. Their 8-year-old son worriedly asked, "How will we keep from getting separated?" His father reassured him, "We'll drive slowly so that one car can follow the other." "Yeah, but what if we do get separated?" the boy persisted. "Well," said the dad, "I guess we'll never see each other again." "Okay," the boy said, "I'm riding with Mom."
Ow. I like that story I always I share when we're at the haunted house. And I don't know, Lindsay's like 8, probably a little young for the haunted house, but she really wants to go. And the second we were with a buddy and his kids, and he was like 7 feet tall. And the second it got scary, she throws my hand away and grabs his arm. I'm hanging on to the big guy.
Well, she was smart even then.
Yes. All right. Val's been doing these, but I actually am going to take one today because I took one today. It's what Scott thinks about in the shower. First, and you can practice this in the shower too if you haven't had one yet. Your lips only touch 4 letters of the alphabet. Which ones are they?
P. Not V. No, that's
No.
Your lips aren't touching then, are they? With a V. You have to stop and
B.
think. What are they, Scott?
B, P,
B,
T,
P. It's just your teeth touching then.
T, T.
For a
yeah,
T.
Yeah, I think you're right. Huh. Well, we got 2. Ken?
M.
M.
It would be M.
M.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're up to 3.
Okay.
All right.
Now we're up to 3 as I'm going through the alphabet in my mind.
We're missing a vowel. Probably not. All right. What Scott thinks about in the shower today? Cigarette companies are legally required to actively discourage you from using their products. But for some people, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work anyway.
I hate to be told what to do. All right. We expect electric vehicles to be successful in a society where people try to get through a day with a 13% charge on their phone. I'm walking. All right. All right, Val, be careful out there. One day you will meet the last person you will ever meet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep and dark.
Yeah, seconds from death. I found this out, but I haven't tried it yet. But you can actually run away from being overweight. Just think about that one.
I guess I'm going to stay overweight because I don't run.
Well,
If I'm running, you better run too because something's chasing me.
All right. Well, when I came down with diabetes and I lost all the weight, I lost like 70 pounds by waddling. Last one, Val. It's normal to eat Raisin Bran, but you're considered a weirdo because you eat just raisins and milk.
Kind of plumps them back up a little bit, almost turns them back into a grape.
All right. If you are feeling like sliding into work today, a few minutes late, you're kind of frazzled, you need to take an extra 10 minutes for yourself, you can, because Val is here with some great excuses for being late.
All right. Get out your notebook so that you can write these down and use them in the future. All right, let's start with this one. When asked, hiring managers provided the following examples of the most outrageous excuses employees offered for arriving late. The first one, my husband thinks it's funny to hide my key fob before he goes to work. Oh, really funny. I walked into a spider web on the way out the door and couldn't find the spider, so I had to go inside and shower again.
I don't think that one's going to fly, but okay.
It's better than the first one. My son locked me in the trunk of the car.
Oh. What was he doing in the trunk?
I don't know.
I mean, if you're getting something out of the trunk, do you really need to crawl all the way in?
Yeah, and could your kid actually push you in there and slam the lid?
Well, I'm kind of short. If it was a big trunk, I might have to crawl all the way in. And that surprised me that I've never been shut in a trunk now.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh.
All right, my left turn signal was out, so I had to make all right turns to get to work.
Ooh. That could take some extra time.
Yeah. A gurney fell out of an ambulance and delayed traffic.
That could be legit.
It could be legit.
I'd go with that
All
one
right.
today.
Yeah. Yeah, I was attacked by a raccoon and had to stop by the hospital to make sure I wasn't rabid.
If that was true, he would have got a shot anyway.
No kidding. I feel like I'm in everyone's way if I show up on time. This person said, my dad didn't wake me up.
They're 40.
And finally, a groundhog bit my bike tire and made it flat.
Ooh.
Those pesky groundhogs.
I saw the best video the other day of a alley cat walking down the sidewalk, and there's a rack with bikes in it. And he walks over to one of the bikes and sticks out both of his claws and sharpens it on the bicycle tire. And you hear it going.
Those were some long claws.
And there's like 5 bikes, but he just singled out one, and both paws.
And now, can you imagine if you told your boss that excuse? It'd be like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Right before I got there, the neighbor's cat came out and popped my tires on my bike. Really? Could happen. I mean, I've seen it happen, so it's true. I like the one that said, I feel like I'm in everyone's way if I show up on time. And I'm not going to say where I worked, because I don't want to disparage anybody or people think weird about them. But I had a job, and it was a radio job, and I did afternoons, like 3 to 7, so 4 hours a day. Most times in radio, you have your 4 to 5 hour shift, unless it's graveyards, and it's like 6. But then you have extra duties. When I worked at this place, I never had any extra duties, so I just worked the 4 hours. But I got paid for 8. So my boss comes back one day, and he goes, they just had budget meetings, and you came up. And I was like, really? Raise? And he said, no, I was asking for a raise for you, and they asked me what else you do for your money. And my boss literally said to me, so I made some stuff up. And he says,
I would like to have a boss like that just once.
oh, wouldn't you? And he says, so you blow in right at 3, and then you're gone at 7. And you blow right in and go right into the studio and do your show. So what I want you to do is start showing up at 1:30 every day. And you can just see my shoulders sink. And he goes, I don't have anything for you to do. So just sit at our desk, walk around and visit people, sit in a chair and read a newspaper. Just be seen.
There you go.
And then he says, and I know you're a single dad and you like the short shift. So everybody leaves at 5. So why don't you record the 6 to 7 hour of your show and go home at 6? Best boss ever, hands down.
No kidding.
And he did that stuff for me because he knew what an awesome DJ I was. Okay.
Well, I had a boss that was opposite one time, and he asked me, people, in quotation marks, want to know what you do all day. And because I worked as a computer technician, I was responsible for over 350 desktops, plus the whole server bank. And so I couldn't touch every single computer in where I was working every day. And so if I had updates to do, I had a program. I could log into 20 computers at a time, update them all at once, and never have to leave my desk. And so I tried to automate a lot of the stuff I did just because, like I said, it was me for the whole place. And so, but I happen to have just adopted fairly recently a work order program. And so when he asked me that, I just turned around and printed out the 50 work orders I'd had just since I'd started working that fall. And that kind of shut him up.
He was
But
like,
I
I
was
never
really-
want to know what she's doing again.
Right, but I was really glad I'd adopted that program because I could show him, and he was trying to get rid of me anyway, and I'm sure that's why the question came up. But yeah, it was kind of hard to refute that. I said, I can show you, and I can show anybody who wants to know what I do all day. There you go.
They need that for Musk. All right, I got a question for you, Val. What's something you didn't realize that was going to consume so much of your time as an adult?
Oh, let's see. Laundry,
Okay, that's a good one.
work.
Doesn't that stink? We give up so much of our lives for work. It's crazy.
It is. I guess those are the two I can think of right off the top of my head.
The most popular one online was making food, eating that food, then cleaning up all the mess from the food, and then planning what more food to buy because you've now eaten most of your food. And then you have to go out and buy the food. Just eat out.
There you go. I joke with Brad because he is that person when we're sitting in the hot tub in the morning. What are we having for supper tonight? And it's like, so I have to start planning the meal
At 7 a.m. Thanks, Brad. Wow. You really got to get started early. That's horrible.
For
You know,
sure.
something I didn't realize was going to take so long in my old age was the amount of times I'd have to go to the bathroom. When you get older, that really, number one, really increases.
It's that, old prostate. For me, it was having a couple kids. It just makes doing that job a lot harder.
I asked the doctor if my prostate was okay, and he said, "Yeah, you're just old." All right, let's see what else we got. Two things, Val. This one's yours. There used to be a website called Two Things. The owner, Glenn, would pose a question to people, two things, when he met someone that knew things that he didn't. So Val has some two things.
All right. Two things you can ask someone about cooking. Two things about cooking. Use fresh ingredients and clean as you go. That was the advice he got. Okay.
Clean as you go. Do you do that?
Clean as you. No.
Me either.
No. I am a messy cook. I'm a messy baker, whatever. And so by the time I'm done, there's, flour everywhere and there's dirty dishes everywhere. And then I'm like, oh, now I have to clean up this mess. So. And I've got a friend who cleans as she goes. And I'm like, what amount of organization and willpower does that take? Evidently more than I possess. Two things he learned about gardening by asking his question was water regularly and be patient. I'm such a brown thumb that I usually overwater or underwater. There's no, for me, getting it just right. It's just the way it is. Oh, and finally, men should probably get out their notebook right now and write this down.
Okay.
Because two things he learned about women in his questioning was, when complaining, they don't want your advice. They want your sympathy.
Oh, okay.
Which I've told my husband before.
Don't fix it.
I'm not asking for a solution. I just want you to let me vent.
Okay.
And then, don't you dare tell them you can sum them up with just two things.
Oh, thought I was onto something with that. And then, all right. This one's kind of fun. It says, for unmarried people, what word do you use for your partner? All right, so when you're unmarried, grown adult with a significant other, what do you call them? Boyfriend, girlfriend? Seems too high school, doesn't it, Val?
It does.
All right. So I keep getting pop-ups too, and it's your husband. So I put up a new, profile picture on Facebook, and it's just me in the Star Wars helmet.
Right.
Okay. And Brad said it's a really good look for you. Wow. It cut me to the core, Brad. He's really not listening to the show. He's just stalking us on Facebook.
Exactly.
All right. So what would some other words you could use for your significant other? My first choice, my emergency contact. I'd like to introduce you to my emergency contact.
I'd like to know if that, if he actually has her like that in his phone, or, because somebody was saying that they wanted to know, and it was a point of, I don't know, maybe they made a joke out of it later, but that he had her in his phone with her full name. like if I had Brad in my phone as Brad Hunter.
Put his last name on there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe so I don't mess him up with all the other Brads in my phone. I don't know.
Well, here's the same one you used to call Brad when you guys were dating. It says, I call him my service animal. Opens doors, picks up things, guides me across the street.
Oh.
I like this one. She's my side salad.
Is it a house salad, or did you go all out for the Caesar?
No, I got the side salad. She only looks good from one side. All right, you want to throw a few of these out? They're pretty fun.
All right. How about calling them your life hostage?
Ooh, I think that's the way the women in my life feel, because they usually leave.
They finally get it out. And have Stockholm Syndrome. You would like.
All right, this next one, I've actually used it before. He's my man-panion.
Does Ron know you refer to him as that?
As soon as he's well enough to pick up the phone from that surgery, I'm going to say, hey, man-panion. I wonder if he'll get it.
This one's pretty good. I call my daughter's boyfriend the intern.
Oh. You know what I always call him? Kyle.
What?
Kyle.
Kyle?
From South Park.
Anyone that's new?
Yeah.
Okay.
I call him Kyle. And then as soon as I call him Kyle and they go, Kyle, and I say, yeah, I hate that guy. From South Park. But I always, and the girls, as soon as like they'll introduce me to a new guy, and then the first time I'm supposed to say his name, I'll call him Kyle, and they just roll their eyes. and the guy doesn't quite get it, My name's Bob. I know Kyle. And I said, Bob, shut up, Kyle.
Now, if he gets a reference, he's the one.
Yeah. All right. If you're just dating, you could call your significant other a fiancé.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
How about this one? I tell everyone that he's a rescue and that I gave him his forever home.
You did. You should do the next one, too.
I call him my husband in sin.
Ooh. And next?
My dog's dad.
All right.
The only problem now is I just tell Brad it's your dog. He's your dog.
When I have a new girlfriend, instead of trying to come up with some fancy cutesy name, I just introduce her as my parole officer.
Ooh, there's another one. How about your husband?
Husband.
Husband.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We're going to skip the next one. We're just a few minutes out from break, Val. Let's roll out some trivia. You know what to do.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, Val. First question I have for you. The name Leon Wood isn't very well known, but his initials are how so? His Leon Wood, not very well known, but his initials are huge. How so?
Okay.
They stand for something.
His initials? LOL?
Just two initials. Leon Wood.
I was like Leon.
So what are his initials?
Would be LL. Oh, LL Cool J?
No, but that's a good guess.
LL. I don't know.
As in the bean.
I know.
The bean. LL Bean.
The bean?
Yes.
LL Bean. I like my guess better.
All right, we're going with LL Cool J. Forget it. All right, I'm ready. Hit me up, Val.
The average guy spends 56 minutes a day doing this.
Grooming?
Oh, you're on the right track. What would you be doing if you're grooming yourself?
For an hour?
Yeah, and this shocks me. I could see this a week, but yeah, evidently you guys spend a lot of time doing this. In fact, more than a woman does.
Getting ready? Bathing?
You're so close, so close. If you're getting ready, what are you doing?
Getting
There's
ready to
something
go
you-
out, Val.
Okay, I'm gonna try to give you this hint. So if you are
I don't take hints well.
combing your hair, if you are shaving, if you are
Primping.
what do you have to do in order to do those things?
Get ready for a date? I give up, Val.
In the mirror. You're looking in the mirror.
Oh, we spend that much time in a day looking in the mirror?
Yeah, evidently guys spend 56 minutes a day. Women only spend 43 and a half minutes a day.
Rookie numbers. I spent an hour staring at myself in the mirror before the show even started.
Just giving yourself a pep talk.
Yeah.
I'll be funny today. I will be funny today. I will be funny today.
I'm going to be funny. I'm going to be funny to me. Maybe I should stop saying that one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Average adult, Val, has 9,000 of these in their body in one place.
9,000 of these a day in your body in one place.
So one part of your body has 9,000 of these. What are they?
Let me see. Just one part of your body. And it's men and women the same. There's not a difference between one or the other. Let me see. I'm trying.
Be the same in men and women. Average adult has 9,000 of these in their body. It's all on one part of your body.
Oh, hairs on your head?
No.
There'd probably be more than that.
There's you will not find these on any other body part. So it isn't something that's shared across your body. They're all in one specific area that's only a few inches.
Oh, taste buds on your tongue.
Yeah, there you go. That's a tough one.
Ah,
All right.
all right. The least likely time for one of these is Wednesday between 3 and 6. This is kind of a tough one.
The least likely time for one of these is Wednesday between 3 and 6. It's the least likely time?
Yes.
I was going to say, like it was the most likely, it'd be a headache. The least likely time.
I'm trying to think of how I can even give you a...
It's the least likely time for people to get frisky?
No. This would be something that rarely happens anyway. I mean, hardly, I shouldn't say hardly ever, but it's something that wouldn't normally happen. It's not like it happens every day. This would be a rare thing. But still, the least likely time is between 3
To
and
win
6.
a prize.
It does involve money.
To get a raise, to get a bonus, I give up.
Bank robbery.
Oh, least likely time between 3. And that's now I know when I'm banking. Excellent. All right, Val, the average one of these costs $20,000 to build. Wow, this is a hard one to explain. So, it's things people need when they go places. Average one of them costs $20,000 to build, but there's never just one. There's always a bunch of them. But just to make one area of this marked off is $20,000.
Okay, because I was going to say car expenses and then they sell it for more.
If you found 200, there's always more than one.
Okay.
When you see one of these, there's always more than one. If you found a place that had 250 of them, it'd be about $5 million. But it costs $20,000 on average for just one. They're everywhere in cities.
They're everywhere in a city. Is it like a parking meter?
You're so close. It's not the meter.
It's not the meter. Just like, it can't be like painting the spots. Oh gosh, so close, huh?
You're standing on top of it. What is it?
I'm standing on top of it. What is it? It's not like just the pavement itself.
It kind of is, but it's just a section of it called a
parking spot.
Yes. I like the question in your
wow.
voice, and then your voice got really high. Parking spot. Yeah, average price of a parking spot is $20,000, and I suppose they're the dirt, the pavement, everything that's went into it, the paint. It seems a little high.
It's bizarre that they have that figured out to like that.
I got a bid one time when I was managing a mobile home park, and it was around 400 spaces, so a big park. It was over $1 million just to put a 2-inch resurfing of pavement across the existing road.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think for because Brad and I belong to the Deer Park Eagles, and I think they got a quote to just, like you said, just to pave that area it's like $100,000.
Wow. Well, that almost sounds like a deal.
Their parking lot is not that big.
All right. Any other trivia questions for me?
Yes, there is. Let's see, which one am I on? Oh, in households that have it, the average is $9,300. What is it?
In households, hot tub.
No. Let's see, what can I give you?
Air conditioning.
I would say that most households have at least a small amount of this.
A small amount of this. Are we talking yard?
No, it's something intangible.
But it's $9,000, but it's intangible.
Uh-huh.
Insurance bills.
I'll give you a big hint. You've taken this intangible thing and turned it into something tangible.
Equity?
Nope. I mean, opposite end of equity.
Debt.
Credit card debt. Yes.
I was close. I was close.
You were.
All right. All I have left, Val, is an answer wrong and win. Do you have anything left on your side?
I have 2 more trivia questions for you, if you'd like.
All right, let's do those, and then you can go out with answer wrong and win, because those are always kind of fun.
All right. Americans spend $500 million a year on what type of footwear? This is interesting to me.
Tennis shoes?
No, it's not
$500
something
million?
you would normally think that people would spend that much money on. I know I personally probably only have 1 or 2 pairs
Slippers.
of these in my... What's that?
Slippers.
Flippers?
Slippers.
Yes, slippers.
But I'd take some flippers, too. Or some clown feet.
The correct answer is slippers, Scott.
Flippers.
One
Coffee.
more for you. These famous letters didn't appear until printed in black, not white.
You froze up in the middle of that, so I heard these letters and then in black or white.
Okay, these letters didn't appear until 1950 and were originally printed in black, not white.
These letters?
These letters are, I'll give you a hint. These letters are on something.
Black, not white. The dollar?
No.
Oh, okay.
I will give you these. This is a big hint, maybe. This thing that they're on. So they're on something that's edible. Famous letters that are on something that's edible. They were originally black, not white.
I think what, candy hearts?
Getting so close.
Oh,
way more popular than candy hearts.
M&M's.
You got it.
All right, here we go. Answer wrong and win as we go to break. Val, what color do you get when you mix blue and yellow?
What color do you get when you mix blue and yellow? Puke color?
No, it's actually the color of cowardice and sadness mixed together. What season comes after winter? This is easy.
Fall, spring.
No, it's smoke. What's the name of the big yellow bird on Sesame Street?
What is the name of the big yellow bird on Sesame Street? Big Feet?
Okay, we'll take that. I couldn't come up with a good one to, flip it up at you either. Big
Yeah, I
yellow
know.
bird.
That was a hard one to come up with on the fly.
Angry chicken. All right.
There you go.
Cheese is listed.
McDonald's chicken.
Cheese is listed under what food group?
Yummy?
Yeah, good. I was going to say delicious. And last one. What's something, Val, you can do to pass the time while walking on a treadmill?
Look at your phone and fall off.
No, eating watermelon.
Oh, yes.
But you have to eat a whole one. Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right, you can cut a hole in it to get started, but other than that, you're eating it like an apple. I guarantee you'll lose an extra pound. Just in the stress.
But you might gain it all back in water weight.
That's right. All right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we've got local birthdays, celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history, some dumb stuff, and always wrap it up with today's odd news. But the trick is you got to stay right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. We're the music education station, betterly known as KCHW 102.7.
I wish I had a dime for every dime I have.
It's 8:24.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, February the 25th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. French President Emmanuel Macron said any peace deal in Ukraine must come with security guarantees as he met with President Trump at the White House for talks on the war. That from the BBC, they report Macron said the peace must not be a surrender of Ukraine. It must not mean a ceasefire without guarantees. Trump, who did not mention security guarantees, himself said the cost and burden of securing peace in Ukraine must be paid for by European nations and not just the U.S. The BBC notes that Macron responded that Europe understood the need to more fairly share the security burden and added that talks on the 3rd anniversary of Russia's invasion had shown a path forward. Next, several environmental groups have filed lawsuits against the Trump administration. The nonprofits are concerned about increased offshore drilling.
One lawsuit challenges an order by the president to revoke former President Joe Biden's withdrawal of areas of the ocean from future oil and gas leasing. And the second one wants the court to reinstate a federal ruling that invalidated an attempt by the first Trump administration to undo Obama-era offshore protections. Christian Wagley with Healthy Gulf says the suits won't impact current oil and gas drilling in Texas.
The vast majority of the offshore drilling in the United States takes place in the central and western Gulf. So that's Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas, and they would not be affected by any of this.
He adds if drilling is expanded, it could destroy the ecosystem along the coast. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
And delays in building public electric vehicle chargers in New Hampshire are risking significant state revenue.
A new study finds the state's passive rollout strategy could cost it $1.4 billion by 2031, while other New England states position themselves as attractive destinations for EV owners. Sam Evans-Brown with Clean Energy New Hampshire predicts small businesses dependent on tourism will take the biggest hit.
Imagine if during one summer, no tourists came to New Hampshire at all. That would be like the biggest headline you would see.
He says ideological differences at the State House have slowed policies that would make charging infrastructure more affordable for smaller communities. EVs are projected to make up 30% of cars on New England roads within the next several years. This story was produced with original reporting from Julia Tilton for the Daily Yonder. I'm Catherine Carley reporting. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
The Trump administration suspended all funds to support EV infrastructure earlier this month. Until then, competitive grants covered up to 80% of charger installation costs along major roadways. This is Public News Service. Many residents of southern Western Virginia say the water flowing out of their taps is brown and orange in color, and most continue to rely heavily on bottled water as a result.
Natalia Rudiak with the nonprofit Reimagine Appalachia says many residents drive miles to collect spring water or spend upwards of $100 a month on bottled water. She says Mountain State lawmakers are spending money distributed from the American Rescue Plan Act on other projects instead of addressing the issue.
So that funding, millions of dollars, has gone into upgrading a baseball field at a university. It has gone to an entertainment center. It has gone to an out-of-state university in Ohio.
According to recent investigative reporting by the Gazette-Mail, the state's Water Development Authority has allowed more than $80 million of funds to be used for projects unrelated to water or sewage infrastructure. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
And a 1,086-acre property in Putnam County has been secured as part of the ongoing effort to protect the so-called O2O wildlife corridor. It's a critical pathway for Florida wildlife.
Located east of Gainesville and midway between Orlando and Jacksonville, the newly protected land will provide vital habitat for species such as the Florida black bear and help maintain the ecological connectivity essential for their survival. The O2O initiative, a partnership of public agencies and private organizations, aims to conserve 100 miles of natural and working lands that form a crucial link in the Florida Wildlife Corridor. Lauren Day is Florida State Director for the Conservation Fund.
The Florida Wildlife Corridor is critical for so many reasons. It's protecting habitat for wide-ranging animals like Florida panther and Florida black bear, especially in the northern part of the state. Even more than that, it's really about protecting our water, our way of life. It's just a really exciting effort.
I'm Tremel Gomes.
Finally, Indiana lawmakers are working to improve kids' lives as the state's national ranking for child well-being has slipped.
The latest report shows Indiana has fallen from 24th to 27th among states for overall child well-being, with food insecurity emerging as a major concern. Tammy Silverman with Indiana Youth Institute calls results in the latest Indiana Kids Count data book from the Annie E. Casey Foundation mixed. Nearly 20% of kids lack consistent access to nutritious food, a figure worse than at the peak of the pandemic.
We rank 32nd in the country for the health of our children, and that's physical and mental health.
I'm Joe O'Leary, Public News Service.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platforms. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. Thanks for returning. It is 8:32. As you get started on your morning, it's always hard for me because I want to give that, the time from the East Coast. So,
well, that's kind of what you're living, right?
Yeah, we should probably let you do the time checks, though, because I've done that before and said it's 11:30. No, it's not. All right, let's get started in this section and do some birthdays. I'll start off with our local birthdays for today, and we just have one for the 25th of February. It is Tammy Baxter. There you go. All the applause for you, Tammy. If you see Tammy, point and laugh. Tell her we were talking about her on the radio.
And if your birthday is today and it didn't get mentioned, Scott can tell you how to change that for next year.
Oh, yeah. Just join the Lions Club. So easy. You don't even have to really join. You just have to buy one of their calendars. There's a link on the website where you can download our website at kchw.org, northernlightspublicradio.com, and you can download their form, and you can even drop it off in the drop box outside the radio station. We'll get it to Tom because Tom is a lion. And so's Margie.
Roar.
Yeah. All right. Or I guess Margie would be a lioness.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right, so there's your opportunity to get on the calendar. Now, it can be an anniversary. It can be a birthday. It can be a meeting for a club. Let's say you have a meeting every third Wednesday of the month. You can put that on the calendar, too, and stuff like that. So, and you're helping people with problems with vision and hearing, and it stays local. So it's cool. There you go.
Awesome.
I got to sit in on one of their meetings once and watch them go through the process of reading letters that people sent in and picking people to help. It was pretty fun. So
that's really cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on with some celebrity birthdays and my sister Val.
Right. I was just going to say, I missed their, I don't know, do they still have it? And I just am not out of touch, but when they had the wine tasting and auction, do they still do that every year? Wasn't that a Lions Club function?
It was, and I've announced so many of them. I can't remember when the last time I announced one was. So I don't want to say yes or no.
All right. Okay, yeah, we'll have to have Margie tell us or her hubby, just because. Yeah, I'd like to know. We used to go every year, and I'm kind of thinking, oh, I missed that.
All right. Celebrity birthdays.
All right. Celebrity birthdays. Former talk show host Sally Jesse Raphael is 90 years old today.
I blame her. I blame her for all the big glasses in the world.
But that was years ago.
But I cannot stand big, giant glasses on women. I mean, I think it makes you look like you've strapped binoculars to your face. And she started it.
It's all her fault.
It is.
Karen Grassel, who played Carolyn Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie, man, that's a long time ago, is 83 today.
She was mom.
Wrestler she was mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Wrestler Ric Flair is 76. Comedian Carrot Top, 60 years old today.
I thought he died.
Tia Leone. I don't know. Tia Leone from Madam Secretary, 59. Sean Astin, who was in Rudy, The Goonies, and Stranger Things, is 54. Not to mention Lord of the Rings, I guess. Chelsea Handler, 50. Rashida Jones from The Office and Parks and Rec is 49. Jamie Lee how do you say her? Jamila?
Yes.
No. Tahani on The Good Place, 39. James and Oliver Phelps from the Harry Potter films, 39. And Isabella Furman from The Hunger Games is 28 years old today.
All right. No relation to Mark Furman. That was one of my weirdest experiences is right after the OJ trial. And I was in the KXOI building, and I come cruising around a corner and ran into the belly, because he's so tall, of Mark Furman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I looked up at him and I went, hey, Mark Furman. I'm like, all I can think is OJ trial. And I'm like, what's he doing here? He had a job. He got a job doing, afternoons on KXOY AM in Spokane. Didn't last very long, but yeah, it was just totally, like starstruck in a creepy kind of way.
Because wasn't he an Idaho resident?
I think that's where he moved to. Yeah, he moved to Idaho, but he was working at KXOY. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. All right, moving on this morning. It happened today. We call it history, and we're starting off in 1919, where Oregon placed a 1 cent per U.S. gallon tax on gasoline, becoming the first U.S. state to levy a gasoline tax.
Wow.
A whole penny.
Wow.
Man.
Well, I guess, that was just a U.S. gallon tax. I was going to say it's probably a penny a year.
Ever since then? Yeah, could be.
Ever since then?
Maybe more. All right, 1940, hockey game was televised for the first time by a New York City station, W2XBS. New York Rangers beat the Montreal Canadiens 6-2 at Madison Square Garden, 1940. All right. 2006, the world's estimated population, 6.5 billion. I think we just hit over 8. 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, and the world, if it wasn't for the industrial age, the world is only big enough, according to scientists, to be a habitat for about 1 billion people. So if it wasn't for the Industrial Revolution, we couldn't even feed these 8 billion people that are on the planet. So yes, there's too many of us.
You know what I always think of is it was in the Matrix movies where he does that whole thing about we're actually parasites upon the earth.
Yep.
Because we suck it dry.
We
take
are.
all the resources. Yeah. I will always remember that.
That was a theme in several Star Trek episodes where some alien race was gonna extinctify humanity because we were killing the earth.
Yep.
Yeah, we were a parasite. Well, I mean, look at it. It's like rats in a cage. Yeah, that's why I'm all about the space travel, baby. 2009, it was revealed by the White House staff that President Barack Obama is handed a special purple folder every day. Folder contains 10 letters culled from the thousands the White House Correspondence Office receives each day from Americans who had taken the time to sit down and write their president. He'd actually look at a few of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, he could read, too. Isn't that amazing?
It's the little digs that make life great. 2018, Merit Bjorgen of Norway. Yes, Merit Bjorgen of Norway became the most successful writer-athlete. I'm talking about Merit Bjorgen. 15
Winter
medals.
athlete.
Yeah, winter athlete, 15 medals. Gold in skiing's 30-kilometer cross-country. Does that mean he went 30 kilometers on skis?
Must be, yeah. That's crazy. I couldn't go to the end of the driveway and back on cross-country skis.
All right, on to special events, and you're going to want to slap Val.
All right. 10 months until Christmas.
Yay.
Oh, this is a day I've never been able to fully embrace. Let's all eat right day.
I ate right yesterday because I was out of groceries and had to eat the good stuff. Or the bad stuff that I left.
This eat right day quickly followed by chocolate covered peanuts day.
Ooh. Ugh. Okay.
Clam chowder day. If you can find a good clam chowder, oh man. Can I give a plug for a couple of our local area restaurants? Salty Dog has amazing clam chowder, and so does First Street. First Street's clam chowder is yummy.
Okay.
All right. And finally, which Val doesn't seem to be able to do anymore, it's Quiet Day.
Loud noises!
That's what I prefer. Number of the day, Val.
Used to be you couldn't get me to talk, and now I can't shut up.
It's true. Val was very, very shy. Val saw her shadow, ran the other way.
Anybody in Chewelah that ever went to school with me knows.
Yeah, you were quite
true.
the wallflower. I think Sunny brought you out of it, though.
I think so.
Because she was a couple years older. She's got you into drinking.
Yeah. I was still pretty shy overall. I think it really started coming out when I married a very extroverted person. And
no,
so,
it was like
yeah.
it was even longer after that.
It was.
It was quite. You were shy the first 20 years of your marriage, and now look out.
Maybe it was the radio station that got me completely out of my shell. How long have I been doing the morning show?
I don't know, because when I moved back, from my tours across the country and stuff, and when I moved back to Washington, I could already see the change in you. You were at the point where you were like hosting parties every month at your house, and you were, what do they call that? A social butterfly. You came out of your cocoon.
Ooh, yes.
You like that? You like that? You like that, do you?
Just flit here and there.
Yeah. Remember, butterflies don't taste like butter. All right, number of the day. I tried. 30%. This number of the day is 30, and it's a percentage of U.S. federal workforce that are veterans. So remember that. Of all of these people that are losing their government jobs, and they're just like you and me, they need a job. They're taking whatever job they get. Maybe they had one that had a little better benefits. Doesn't mean they should just be blindly cut loose. 30. That is a percentage of U.S. federal workforce that are veterans. They're losing their jobs too.
There. And I just posted that, and it's not only that, but we look at cuts being made to the VA. And so now you get these veterans who rely on VA for health services and more and much more. That is affecting even the veterans that don't work directly for the federal government.
My daughter works for a government contractor and had just laid off end of January 85% of her staff.
Wow.
Yeah. She says things are really quiet here now. Not in a good way.
But how do you provide the services that her office used to provide? And I'm not going to say, because I have people throw this at me all the time, that there's government waste. Well, there's always been government waste, but you don't go in willy-nilly and cut people that you will later find out are responsible for protecting the nuclear,
which they've already done,
the nuclear stockpile. Yeah, so it's that, I if they had done it methodically, because you can't tell in the matter of a couple days who is essential to that department and whose position may be redundant, because I'm sure there are some out there. I'm not saying that. It's the way it's being done makes no sense. So
we could see some critical infrastructure problems in the next couple weeks in our country because of this. They're already talking about it in the news. So, all right.
It'll be interesting to see the job numbers come March 1st. The unemployment numbers.
Oh, they're going to, I bet you they'll be up. All right. If you don't have anything else, let's wrap up the show with a little odd news. You ready?
I am ready.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, kicking off the odd news with the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence bad joke. And here comes Val.
All right, Starbucks will be removing 13 menu items on March 4th. All right, baristas celebrate finally getting to pronounce fewer made-up words.
Oh, Val, did you hear Starbucks removing 13 menu items?
Oh, I hadn't heard.
Yeah, now you only need a master's degree instead of a PhD to understand their menu.
Or how to order.
Yeah.
Longtime NBC anchor Lester Holt says he will step down as anchor of NBC Nightly News. After years of reporting breaking news, he's finally breaking up with us.
I don't think he wants to watch the next 4 years.
Yeah. Get out while you can.
According to a report in a medical journal, green tea drinkers may be preventing cancer every time they have a cup. Unfortunately, it still has a long way to go to become a popular treatment, according to the Journal of Stuff That's Good for You, but tastes really bad even with sugar. Have you seen that report?
I had not. Yeah. It's funny, though, because Brad was giving me a bad time. He likes it when I make sourdough bread and put dried blueberries in it. And I just don't like it. Dried blueberries. I mean, maybe it's because they're not sweet enough. I don't know, but I just don't like it. And he keeps telling me, well, just eat it because they're good for you. Blueberries are good for you. I'm like, I am not eating something I don't like just for a few blueberries.
Wow, Val.
All right. According to a study, 2/3 of all smokers will die as a direct result of smoking. The other third die from exposure standing outside their office buildings in the middle of winter.
Where's Joe? I think he's down in the breezeway frozen. He's still got a cigarette up to his mouth, though. All right, a study found that men who use saunas have fewer heart-related deaths. Nice, I got a sauna. Heat stroke deaths, yes. Heart-related deaths, no.
No.
So you can still die is what they're saying.
Yeah, you gotta die of something.
All right. Let's die on the radio right now. It's time for Wacky But True, and we don't add anything to these stories but sound effects from television and movies, and it's you again, right? Yes.
All right. The trial of 3 men accused of stealing an 18-karat gold toilet valued at over $6 million has begun in Oxford, England. The toilet, a satirical artwork by Maurizio Catalan titled America, I wonder why, was stolen from Blenheim Palace on September 14th, 2019. Michael Jones, one of the defendants, conducted reconnaissance of the palace twice before the theft. He and 4 accomplices smashed a window and removed the toilet. One of them, James Sheen, attempted to broker a sale of the stolen toilet through coded messages, referring to it as a car.
I wish they would have stolen that golden toilet from Trump's place at Mar-a-Lago that they showed on TV. That'd been a little bit. Yeah, they should have stolen that one. Oh, well.
Exactly. I wanted it to go that way.
All right. Just dream about toilets.
This is Aztec gold. The gold calls to us.
Gold. I fantasize about a massive, pristine convenience. Brilliant gold taps, virginal white marble, a seat carved from ebony, a cistern full of Chanel No. 5, and a flunky handing me pieces of raw silk toilet roll.
You don't actually think they spent $20,000 on a hammer, $30,000 on a toilet seat, do you? Well, no. And yes.
Worth a toilet.
Perry, are you in there?
Be right out!
I hope you're not using the toilet. It's broken.
No, I was just shaving.
Oops. All right. Indiana. Woohoo. Used to live there. Hated it. Indiana state troopers chased an escaped pony named Sassy on a highway median near LaPorte County. Troopers, with the help of the sheriff's office, finally caught Sassy after a half-hour hoof chase. Not too bad. Pony got tangled in vines, leading to her capture. Let's go live to the scene and find out what happened to the troopers and the horse.
Hey, you! What do you think this is? The Indianapolis 500,000?
Troopers, let's take a look at this saddle.
You want me to put my ear to the ground, listen for hoofbeats, check for footprints, look for broken twigs?
Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise.
I cannot stress enough how proud we at the State House are of you.
You got that pony. That's excitement for Indiana.
For sure. 68-year-old retiree in Malaysia has been collecting Tiger beer packaging foils and crafting them into a ball for over 25 years. Patrick Lamb says that the ball is made solely from the packaging foils found on top of the Tiger beer glass bottles. He and his friends consume about 1 crate of Tiger beer daily. Is that equivalent to a 12-pack?
24.
Yeah, okay. Despite his daily drinking habit, Lamb says he exercises regularly and watches his food intake to stay fit.
I lift weights with beer bottles. Let's find out why it's
12 pack in each hand.
Yeah. Let's find out why this is so dumb.
What do we use for a ball?
Don't worry. We'll find something.
Look, the main trouble, I think, is you're concentrating too much on the ball. Just forget it.
Fierce-willing pigs.
If anyone drops this ball, dear friend, they'll pick us all up in little pieces.
Ballsy. Stupid, but ballsy.
You put snot on the ball?
Just dumb.
Why is it dumb?
I got a better idea. Why don't you boys go dig a hole, and I'll get another beer.
It's 2 and we're not even halfway through the crate. Wow. I don't know why I like that one so much. All right, Val.
I think this one's you.
Okay.
Are you lost?
I think. Oh, you think it's me?
I think it's you.
No, because you did the golden toilet and I did the hoofs.
I just did the Malaysia one.
Oh, you're right, Val. I'm going to India. Would you like to come with me?
If you'll go with me to hell.
Okay. A man in India who was run over by a bus faced a second shock after he received the bill for repairing the damaged bus.
Wow.
Man suffered 4 broken ribs in the accident, was unable to work for over a month. When he contacted the bus company to see if he could get paid for some damages, he received a bill for the broken headlight on the bus.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's horrible. Wow.
Hey, buddy. Hey, you're going to get run over out here. Hey, you're going to get hurt.
He had a nervous breakdown, was acting so whacked, got run over by a bus.
That's right. Getting hit by a bus is pretty good punishment.
You know, I've never really liked paying bills. I don't think I'm going to do that either.
I'm never taking the bus again.
Uh-huh. He used to be a collie before he got ran over.
A collie?
Oh,
right.
So fun today. Let's go to Germany now, where a man broke into a car late one night. He was hard at work trying to pry out the car's in-dash screen, but it turned out to be an exhausting job, and before long he was sound asleep. And that's how the cops found him, still clutching his screwdriver. They woke him up and arrested him.
Arrgh, I still got me screwdriver, though.
Sleeping. Yeah, why did sleep hurt you, man?
Oh, and meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
did you fall asleep or did you pass out?
While you were asleep, we simply took you to our little corner of heaven.
Are you sleepy? You want to sleep? Is that what you want? Huh?
All right, rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Come on, hop, hop, hop.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
I was waiting to hear that he was still clutching his beer bottle.
Just the foil.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Man in Poland drove to his town government office in only a towel. Which reminds me, I forgot pants this morning.
Ooh.
When I got up from, I meant to put on a pair of like shorts when I got up. Seriously, when I got up for the break, luckily I had changed the camera to the logo. I was like, oh, I forgot pants.
I'm not wearing any pants.
News at 11. Or perhaps just about 5 minutes.
At 11.
All right, so he drove in the government office in only a towel to complain that his water had been turned off halfway through his shower. After an official pointed out that he had failed to pay his water bill, the man, still in his towel, stood in line and paid the bill. Wow. This one should be pretty fun.
Hold that! And take my keys! And hold my wallet! Okay?
Was it moving?
There was actually very little movement. A little wriggling, then 2 bubbles, and then a big bloop, and the wallet floats up.
My wallet's in my bag.
Just the wallet.
P.S. I've enclosed a wallet-sized photo for your enjoyment.
Huh. For my enjoyment.
Yeah, I want to know how he paid his bill. If he was just in a towel.
And where was he keeping the wallet?
Where was he keeping the wallet?
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe
here. I'm not touching that. Could you take the money out and gently place it on the counter, please?
Dry it out.
All right. I know how I'm going to the post office today. I ordered some towels, and they're still not here yet. All right.
Or you ordered some underwear, and it still isn't here yet. That's why you're in your towel.
I must have ordered some pants. All right. All right. I hope I put some great pictures in your mind today. And thanks for listening. All right, couple things we wrap up the show today, Val. Did you know it's membership season here at KCHW, Val?
I did.
All right. We are running our spring membership drive. We started it a little bit early because we got some stuff going on we want to tell you about. So, first, you can log on online, or you can grab a copy of the ad in the newspaper. You can go to our website at kchw.org, northernlightspublicradio.com. Right on the top, there's a QR code. You can also click a link and go right to our page and get a membership through PayPal. You can click the QR code and get your membership. This is how we support public radio. It is also a tax deduction. Since we're a 501c nonprofit, you can write this off. You can make a donation of any amount you want, but we start out at $20 for students and vets, $25 for an individual, $50 for a family, and $102.70 for a gold membership for 102.7 FM. And our basic membership entitles you to discounts at all of our shows. A business level membership will give you, and that gold membership will give you some on-air thank yous. It'll give you discounts if you sponsor some of our programming and some other great benefits. If you have any questions, you can call the radio station at 509-935-6627. And let's see, it's Chuck's morning off, so don't call right now. You might be just getting up, okay? But give Chuck a call. He'll answer any of your questions and get you hooked up with a membership if you need it that way. Memberships provide 50% of our annual budget, and we took a big hit after COVID, starting in 2020. And in fact, if I hadn't played that game back when I was still in town where you robbed from Peter to pay Paul, we might have been off the air in October of 2020 because we were pretty upside down. We've recovered. We've been doing good, but we still need your help to continue to provide public radio in Stevens County. So we ask that you would. Once again, kchw.org, northernlightspublicradio.com. Also links on our Facebook page at KCHW Radio. All right. What can you say, Val, to encourage people to get a membership?
You know, you want to be able to continue to listen to Scott and Val say inappropriate things on the radio, then you should probably join. Keep us on the air.
That might not have been the best reason ever given out, though. Perhaps one of the worst.
I would also like to say right now that the views expressed by Valerie may not be...
the view of the listener.
Not be, yeah, the radio station may not hold those same views. So,
all right.
You know.
Now, going along with my plug there for our membership drive, we're throwing an open house on. I should probably make sure I've got the right calendar going on. I believe it is Saturday, March 8th. Yes, that is a Saturday. Saturday, March 8th. Open house in the morning. Chuck's going to be making pancakes. Okay, so you come by, get your breakfast, tour the station, hang out, visit with your friends. We did this years ago after we moved the radio station to the location it is in now, in the 3rd Street Mall, right in the alley there behind Sporty's. And when we moved there, we did an open house. It went great. People loved the pancakes. We're doing it again. Then that night,
yay!
That night, live concert at the KCHW studios. The return of Chihuahua's own Nathan Chartre. He's going to open up the show for us. And then Nate Onstrander, who was at Winterfest, is going to come perform. And, concerts are a fundraiser for us. If you remember, you get that discount. See how it works? All right. So get your tickets in advance. They are available online right now, and we hope you'll get some tickets and come to our show, or at least come do the open house and have some breakfast. Chuck has done a great job making the studio and the theater even nicer than I had it. He's done a great job all the way around continuing to build the radio station. So big round of applause for Chuck Ritchie. This is your chance to get out and show him support.
Yep. And how lucky were you to find Chuck as you were contemplating moving to the East Coast, just to have somebody that stepped up and had as much passion for the radio station as you did? That's pretty cool. So, yes, thank you very much.
Yep. And we started off with somebody, and they made it about a year and decided it wasn't for them. So I was really worried, and it just dawned on me one day, because he'd been doing the morning show. But if you remember, Chuck had some health problems there a few years back and ended up in a wheelchair. And at the time I was hiring a manager, I thought it would be too tough to him in a wheelchair to be going out and doing the live events and that kind of stuff. So he had crossed my mind, but went in a different direction. And then when we needed a manager again, I think it was Diane Evans that said, "What about Chuck Ritchie?" And I was like, "Oh my God, Diane, you're brilliant." And he says, "I want to say." When I asked him, it was so cute. He says, "I want to say yes, but I have to ask my wife." And he goes, "Wait a minute. She's nodding yes."
How cute is that?
It is cute. So, all right, there you go. We hope you'll get out and support us. Other than that, quick tease. Tonight on the radio, it's Tuesday, 3 hours of jazz music beginning at 6. And don't forget, every night at 6, it's a different genre of music. Tonight, it is jazz with the one and only Dr. Jazz, takes you till 9. Then it's the Soul Show, bringing you a couple hours of Motown from 9 to 11. Tomorrow morning, right here on this morning show time slot, you will find Chuck, Paula, and Sharon bringing the lowdown on all the stuff that happens in our community in Stevens County. All right, so catch them tomorrow morning right here. Other than that, I will talk to you again on Thursday with Chuck, but we want you to have a great day. Val, any closing words before I hit the buttons?
Be kind to one another today.
Oh, and don't say it's hard.
You don't. Did you notice I didn't say that this time?
I know it's hard, but be kind to each other.
Just try.
Just try.
You know, give it a old college try.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.
It's 9:05.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 3